it is understandable that everybody's really high on Houston this year. The Houston Cougars, Tom Herman, great coach. Greg Ward, good quarterback. He'll be back this week after sitting out last week. And they traveled to Cincinnati today. Right now, odds makers have the Bearcats a home 7.5 underdog. That's a bit too much for a Tommy Tuberville coach squad. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm back Cincinnati here. Houston, they're going to be very good. They should win this game, but man, Cincinnati always plays them tough. Last year, they just lost by 3 in Houston. Although different quarterback, we'll talk about Gunnar Kiel here in just a second, who won't be playing tonight, or most likely won't be playing tonight. And but overall, gosh, 7.5, a bit too much for Cincinnati. I think they're going to be fired up to go ahead and keep this one close. And I'm going to back the Bearcats. Let's go ahead and let's break this one down. We got Cincinnati getting the 7.5. Last week, they gained 512 total yards versus Purdue, but they also gave up, over 500 yards. So that's a concern defensively. Tuberville in his most recent conference was talking about things they need to do better on defense. Now, they did get 5 interceptions. That's big, so they'll come in with some confidence. They have a good defensive core back, so they should be able to get enough stops against a really good Houston offense. And I think they're going to be able to score. Hayden Moore starting at quarterback he's good enough, I believe. He's starting to come into his home. Their offensive coordinator's different, a little bit different offensive scheme, but they're still going to go up tempo, and I think they're going to put some pressure on that Houston defense, who's got some new guys. Getting the 7.5 at home, I think that's just a little bit too much. I mean, all respect to Houston, but they're not bad. They're a little bit underrated. The Cougars, Houston. Man, this is a tough squad. They beat Cincinnati tonight. Their next obstacle really isn't until Louisville later in the season. They could run the gamut, so this is going to be a really important game for them. But man, they're really good. Houston, let's talk about them. Against Oklahoma, they garnered 410 total yards, winning 33-23. Right now they're ranked 6th in the country. Greg Ward's been fantastic. He's back now after sitting out against Lamar, and he seems to be fine. Still, you're talking about a team with a lot of new guys they lost their whole secondary from last year. I think that's going to be really important against a team that likes to pass as much as Cincinnati. I think Houston's going to be able to score offensively. I don't think Cincy's defense is that strong. However, offensively, I think Cincinnati's going to be able to score against them as well. They have a good offensive front there, 2 returning guards, a returning center, and they got some good guys at the skill position. Houston, they're really tough. They're really good, but man, this is a tough spot for them against a scrappy Cincinnati team that seems to always play them tough. They've always played them tough. So look for Cincinnati, maybe not to pull off the upset, but to stay within the 7.5. It's going to be a great game. My play is on the Bearcats plus the 7.5. We're 4-2 on the football season so far, and I wish you luck on your picks today.